What is going on, everybody? Thank you for clicking the link. This is your boy Crisis 20, where real tutorials take you to the next level. If this is your first time on my channel, I do gaming and tech tutorials just like this one. They are all step by step so that you can completely understand everything by the end of the video. I also do cool RGB unboxings and setups, so if you're into that type of stuff, go ahead and subscribe. So today you guys will be learning a storm build. It's going to be based on ice, and I called this build Iceartica. This build is all about support, it's all about freezing enemies, it's all about combos. This is what you guys will be learning today. Also, I forgot to mention that I will also go over how to use this build. All right, a lot of people on here don't tell you exactly how to use their build, but no worries, I got you. All right, we'll start with the weapons. I have Renewed Courage, I have Gravedigger, and I have Lightning Surge. So the reason why Renewed Courage is in the weapon lineup is because the component piece I have with this build. You'll find out later in the video how it freezes enemies. So the Renewed Courage is an upgraded Havoc, the fastest rate of fire in its class, and it has a special ability called Survivor's Balance. Last shot reduces recoil by 50% for the next 20 seconds, and it stacks to 2. Key inscriptions, plus 23% weapon damage, plus 10% LMG damage. Next we have Gravedigger. Gravedigger is a pulse accelerator that uses seal technology to generate destructive energy. Fires an increasingly powerful beam of energy. Key inscriptions, 200% weapon damage and plus 50% weapon damage. I strictly use the Gravedigger to mow down enemies. If I get in a bind, I can always switch to the Gravedigger and kill some enemies. For my melee weapon, I'm using Lightning Surge. It's an upgraded shocking strike. Hits enemies with an electrically charged strike, shocking them. Hitting an enemy restores 40% shields. Key inscriptions, plus 95% armor max, plus 25% gear damage, plus 13% damage. I picked this ability because electric and ice do greater damage on shields than physical damage. So definitely keep that in mind. Ice and lightning go hand in hand. And another reason why is because storms are a little squishy, so you might want to every now and again want to get a little quick melee hit just to get your shield back. So it's always a good thing to replenish your shields with just a quick melee, so why not? So for my focus seal, I'm using Black Ice as my detonator. It is an upgraded glacial spear, combo effect chain. Hitting an enemy freezes others nearby. Key inscriptions, plus 25% gear recharge, plus 175% gear damage. All right, let's move on to Blast Seal. All right, so I am using Winter's Wrath. It's an upgraded ice storm, and it detonates a series of icy explosions on the target's location. Ice Storm permanently has more charges and recharges faster. Key inscriptions, 23% gear damage and 5% damage. So let's move on to the support seal. The support seal I am using is Howling Veil. It's an upgraded wind wall, creates a wall of wind to block projectiles. Enemies take damage when they hit the wall. Detonates a chain combo upon expiry. Key inscriptions, 25% gear recharge, 20% RB recharge. All right, so on top we have Focused Freeze. All right, it adds specialized storage for enhanced light machine gun ammunition. Increases damage by 30% of base damage. On consecutive LMG hit streaks of 10, shots freeze the target. Key inscription, plus 9% damage. Then I have Amulet of Winter, Basically increases the ice damage by 5% and ice effect by 5%. Applying ice effects increases weapon damage by 30% for 20 seconds. Key inscription, 15% ice effect. Then I have Gunslinger's Mark. Increases gear recharge rate by 50% and lowers gear damage by 20%. Hovering increases all weak point damage by 60%. There are no key inscriptions for this component. Then I have the opposite, which is Mark of Wrath. Increases your gear damage by 50% and lowers the gear recharge rate by 20%. Detonating a combo causes large electrical explosions. And again, there are no key inscriptions for this component. So what I would recommend, if you have Gunslinger's Mark and you have the legendary version of Mark of Wrath, definitely keep those both, because if you have one or the other, I feel like it would hurt your javelin in a way, unless you're trying to spec your build a certain way. Let's move on. Vanguard's token increases armor by 25%. A shield break increases damage resistance by 40% for 10 seconds. And again, there are no key inscriptions for this component. And I'm using Token of the Pupil. Increases the number of combo chains by 2. Hitting an enemy with LB increases RB for 10 seconds. Key inscription, 30% ultimate speed. So that pretty much wraps up the weapons, gear, and components of the Iceartica build. Now, let me show you how to use it. First, let's talk about consumables. The first thing you need is the Ice Sigil. The second thing you need is the Combo Sigil. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, there. For the last consumable, I'm going to choose the Gear Sigil. Now, this is optional, but for me, you always want to choose consumables that is going to help out your build. So, me having this Gear Sigil makes my gear recharge move a lot quicker, and the end result is obviously I get to use my abilities faster. So why not use the Gear Sigil? The first thing you want to do is shoot your renewed courage onto the opponent until the enemy freezes. Once the enemy freezes, you then want to follow it up with Winter's Wrath. Then you're going to use Black Ice. So remember, you want to do your Winter's Wrath with Black Ice. That will trigger Token of the Pupil. And don't forget, Token of the Pupil gives you 60% more damage for 10 seconds. So that comes into play. And also, don't forget about the Combo Sigil. That'll give you more damage on your combos as well. So these three moves in itself is going to cause a lot of damage. Don't forget, when you see Amulet of Winter on your left, that is when you use your weapon. That increases your weapon damage by 30% for 20 seconds. So don't forget to use your weapon when you see Amulet of Winter. Remember, I told you guys it's all about freezing. It's all about support. So sometimes you'll be put in a predicament where you can't freeze. So you just have to use Black Ice, get the quick combo, and then once the fire effect wears off, use your Winter's Wrath, things like that, rinse and repeat, so that way you can get at least some detonation going off. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it, or if you guys have something you tweaked with your build to make this particular build better. Let me know in the comments below. If you're finding that you're not having enough space for your gear or your weapons or things of that nature, I have a video that I call How to Stop Hoarding. It's a series of 3 videos that will help you clean out your inventory properly. Go ahead and check that out. I'll leave a link to it either in a card or you'll see it on your screen. So that about wraps up my build, guys. As always, learn it, know it, add it to your repertoire. This is your boy Crisis20, and I'll catch you guys at another Anthem tutorial. Peace.